Hi guys, Hector Castillo, aka Poppy, sitting here on these fucking steps, having fun, having a good time. All right, so we're having fun. Okay, this is blah fuck. Okay, today we're gonna be talking about what actually turns girls on in bed. What actually gets them. The title of the video that we're gonna put is female stimulation. It's so creepy technical. Like, this is how you stimulate the females. And what turns on girls and what doesn't. So what I'm gonna go over is what actually turns on women, contrary to quote unquote mainstream advice, and then I'll explain why. So normally how this video might go is I'll say, you know, this turns girls on, this doesn't, but I like to think, I like to put things in categories so that you can have like a clear set of ideas to take my advice from. So we're gonna have these dichotomies that I'm gonna put, and there's 3 of them. So we're gonna go with masculine and feminine, and then we're gonna go to dominant and submissive, and then when it comes to sex, we're gonna go to soft versus rough. And so they're all intertwined, but they're distinct enough that they're worth their own categorization. So we'll start with masculine and feminine as a sort of umbrella overhead ideal, or energy, maybe it might be a good way to put it, and then we'll go down. So by masculine and feminine, I want to make the distinction, masculine doesn't necessarily mean dominant. Now, it does have a closely related tie, so I'm not going to say like, it's okay to be a submissive man, because I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is that the energies of masculine and feminine, they are distinct enough from dominant and submissive. They have both sides, but they're different, so I'll go over that. Masculine means aggressive. Masculine means hard. It means, you can see it in art. So if there's like very blocky art, it would be masculine. If it's much more smooth and right, look at the figure or the connotations that people have associated with masculine and feminine. If a guy has like a cut jaw, masculine, right? He's a fucking Spartan. Or if a guy has a face like me, I have a very feminine face. I have a boy face, right? But girls like it because what I want to tell you is that what turns girls on is not necessarily extreme masculinity. It does, right? So I don't want to get into some metrosexual shit where I'm like, not being Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know, is the best way to go. No, that is super sexy. But actually what that, the reason why guys see things like big muscles and tough guy and they're like, oh yeah, women love that. They do because they're dangerous and they're strong and they can protect her and it's sexy and they can beat other men. That is hot. But it's more actually, Chase talks about this in one of his articles about the fighter versus lover strategy, and I'll link that right here so you can go read it. But what most guys do, especially the manosphere and the red pill community, they kind of just say, be a strong man, girls love it. Yes, the feminine is attracted to the masculine. But what that strategy is, be tough and be strong and be stoic, it's actually more of a fighter strategy, meaning your mating strategy is more related to intimidating other men and getting the respect of other men, and that creates admiration from those men and then gets you social proof. And it makes you like, oh, he's a strong leader man. That works. But the lover strategy also works very well. If you look at the mythologies of the Greeks, for instance, Dionysus, like, it is a, what's a good way to put this? It has male and female energies, right? When you actually look at mythological figures where they'll have a female side and a male side, and some of the ancient ones even have them as hermaphrodites. I'm obviously not saying you need to be a hermaphrodite and spontaneously grow a pussy. But what I'm saying is women are really attracted to feminine things. This is contrary to a lot of the advice in this field, but it's very true because I've personally encountered it. I'm very feminine in the way that I move. I have feminine mannerisms because I was raised by a woman. I have a feminine face. I wear jewelry, right? So I have a lot of feminine things about me, and feminine would be soft, gentleness, compassion, empathy, seduction. Seduction itself is feminine, right? If you're a masculine man, you're like, hey, fuck, no, let's go. Right? But the feminine is, oh, hi, darling, how are you? You're a lover. So what I want to tell you is that the lover strategy is actually superior to the masculine strategy. The masculine strategy works, but the guys that you'll see who fuck a lot of girls, most of the time, they're actually quite feminine. Now, there's guys who are like super tough and stoic who have hundreds and hundreds of girls, but the feminine strategy is very, very effective. So not only with your look, feminine is a little bit superior. You need to have masculine traits, but feminine can be very attractive. Your approach to women, it might help to be a little bit feminine. You want to have that strength in you, and you want to have that stoicism, and you want to have that what Zan Perrion talks about is that lower energy, that sexual energy. So the sexuality should be super masculine. Like, I want to put my dick in you and ram you and split your pussy open. That's what you should be thinking. But on top of that, the higher energy, and again, this is something that Zan Perrion really talks about. It's really good. You can go check out the Alabaster Girl if you want an in-depth, poetic expression of these ideas. The higher energy is the charismatic, fun. You know, you give girls cute facial expressions. You're playful. You're having fun. That's a little bit more feminine. And so you want to combine the energies enough to kind of to give her that full seductive experience where she knows you're going to pound her pussy, but at the same time you have that feminine energy where she feels like she relates to you. Just look at female magazines. What's on the cover of female magazines? Women. Women are attracted to other women. They find them very seductive. So if you can combine those two energies, you can become really, really hot to girls and really turn them on. Okay, so now we want to move to dominant versus submissive. This is one where the dominant is clearly the winner. So you want to be dominant with her in every aspect that you can. You don't have to be a fucking tyrant, but almost. You want to be very touchy with her. You want to make her feel small. You want to make her feel like you're the leader, you're in charge, you're leading things, you're saying, let's go here, let's go do this, give me your number, suck my dick, get on your knees. You're always leading things, you're in control. That's what dominant means. Dominant doesn't necessarily mean superior, but it does mean you're in control. And she's the submissive, so she submits to your will consensually, but you are the one who is leading her and getting her to that position of submission. So you have to earn her submission, but you should be very dominant. And the way that you can look at this is you're the leader, she's the follower. You have to convince her to follow you, but you're in charge. And so as often as you can, right? So when we're talking about what turns girls on, maybe some of you are wondering like, okay, this isn't about sex. The full seductive experience is what turns her on. From the moment you meet her, to going on the date, to bringing her home, to actually putting your dick in her pussy, that is all turning her on. It's think of it as foreplay. The whole seduction is foreplay. So from start to finish, you're trying to figure out what turns her on and what gets her wet. So that when you do take her to the bedroom and you put your fucking finger in her pussy, it's wet. And you always know what's correct by her wetness. The proof is in the pussy. Poppy's first law of seduction, the proof is in the pussy. So always be trying to lead her whenever you can, and she's gonna love the shit out of you because it's gonna make her feel feminine. So the energies are distinct, but you want her to bring out her submissive feminine side by being masculine with a little bit of femininity, but you're being hyper dominant. So last, where we're getting to the actual bedroom and the pookie where you put it into her, that's when you need to be rough, most of the time. Occasionally, some nice, soft, romantic sex can be helpful, but what I would suggest is you only start with that, especially if it's your first time having sex with her. Maybe she's a little bit nervous. Start off slow, you're kissing her, lots of touching. Lots of touching always turns a girl on, right? So there's things that just always turns girls on. Lots of touching is one of them. So be very touchy, but be a little bit soft at first, kissing, get it in, start going slow, and then when she feels comfortable, just fucking destroy that shit. Make it bleed if you can. And so you want to be rough, not only with how you're fucking her hard, but if she allows you to start pulling her hair, spitting on her, choking her. Be very careful with all of this, of course, and only do what she's okay with, but try and be as rough as possible, because girls can say, I want you to be romantic, I want you to be soft, but then you do that, and then again, the proof is in the pussy. You go to finger her, she's wet, but she's not like super wet. Or you're like, come here, you little fucking slut, and you're pulling her hair, you're fucking biting her, and you're just like fucking ramming at her, and she's just dripping like Niagara Falls just coming out of her pussy. That's when you know that's the truth, that dominant and super aggressive and rough is actually what women want most of the time, because what that's doing is it's bringing out her inner whore and her inner submissive and her inner feminine, because once you're in the bedroom, yeah, be hyper masculine. The seductive experience, the seductive experience, fuck it. I keep messing up that word. The seductive experience can be feminine. There can be feminine attributes to it, but when you actually get to bed, fuck all of that nonsense. Just just give it to her, and she'll love the shit out of it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope it was clear. I tried to lay everything out in a clear and concise way where you can compartmentalize it in your brain and actually remember things. Okay, dominant, submissive, feminine, masculine, rough, soft, and that you can actually apply it. Cool. Hector Castillo, aka Poppy from girlchase.com. Please follow me on social media right here. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys very soon.